Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today, the reason I have my arms up like this is I kind of perched atop two giant sets of the new and old Dyson Airwrap. So let's talk about them today. So this video is going to be on the differences between the original Dyson Airwrap and the brand new one that just was released in the United States, and I guess last month or so was released elsewhere in Europe and the UK. So we're going to talk about the differences, and then we're going to talk about how to use it in general. So this video should, for you, serve 2 or 3 purposes. It should let you know if you want to invest in this new one at all, and it should also let you know if you have the original, do you want to maybe sell it on eBay? And then put that money towards purchasing this new one. Do you need it or not? The third thing that I kind of mentioned is that if you struggle with these sorts of things, you are in the perfect place. Though I am a fashion and beauty journalist and writer, that does not equate to hairdresser. And I'm not saying this to be modest, it's just the truth. I do not possess mad skills with hair. So you'll see me, I'm going to show you me using this new one, and you'll see me making all sorts of mistakes. So this is actually the style that I did yesterday. Here's how it held up today, and I brushed through it as well. It's a little bit frizzy. It's not bad though, I'm not embarrassed or anything, and I've got a lot to learn. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you why I love the Dyson Airwrap, and then we are going to experiment with the crazy Dyson drying curling system. Okay, so let's start with the price. Both the original and the new are terribly expensive, and it's why a lot of the originals are selling for a little bit cheaper. People are thrilled to get them. This is a pricey item. I'll say it quietly in case anyone in your house is listening and is about to faint. They are $599 US. That's right. It's like a house payment. So we really need to do some considered purchasing here. Now, Dyson does make a hairdryer that is absolutely wonderful, and you could save a few hundred, and it is absolutely lovely. So why would you get the Airwrap? Well, the Airwrap, which I'm going to show you in a minute here, is a whole system with a ton of attachments, okay? So let's first compare some things between the original and this one. I have an original that's all cleaned up now because I do have a good friend of a friend who is excited to buy it. I'm giving her an amazing price too, but it's all cleaned up, but it's still here for the video. Okay, so the original came in this kind of cognac colored, it's not closed all the way, but this cognac colored leather box, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought it was really nice. And the lid on it, which I have kind of perched open here, but it does close all the way, opens and stays attached and then closes. The new one is in a really nice, this is the standard. They'll do kind of like limited edition colors and stuff, but I'm just talking standard original here. The new one comes in this beautiful, this is a navy blue leather box, and the cover on this one comes off entirely and can be put to the side as I just did. Whereas this one, as you see, it just kind of flaps and is attached. I don't know which is better. The original came with, was always in this kind of pink and silver color, and the new one comes in this kind of silver and brass, and they are very much the same. This is the main little guy that you are going to put all of your attachments on, okay? It comes with a dryer. So the original came with this dryer right here that you popped onto the top, and you can just kind of rough dry your hair with it. It worked really well though. The reason you generally want to rough dry your hair with the Dyson Airwrap is it does dry and style at the same time, but it likes it to be not soaking wet hair, okay? And in fact, I'll let you know when we start the demo, I let mine, because I have really thick hair, I let mine just kind of air dry for 45 minutes to an hour before I even do anything with my original and now my new Dyson styler. Okay, you saw the dryer attachment for the original. The dryer attachment for this one now has a really kind of cool smoothing mechanism that you put on. You clip this on, easy to release, and it kind of, the way you use it kind of smooths flyaway hairs, which is really cool. Now, this isn't something entirely new, because along the way to developing this brand new version, Dyson did have a bunch of attachments that it would sell to fit onto the old one. So this smoothing attachment we have seen before, and it does fit with the old. Let me just answer some questions you may have that are probably coming up as you watch this. Can you buy these new attachments separately? Not yet, but supposedly coming. And when you buy them separately, would they fit on your old dryer? Yes, supposedly they absolutely will. They are not selling them separately yet, but it will come. So wait for that. That might relieve a lot of you. Okay, the other attachments are very similar. There is this really cool brush here. This is just like a round brush that you would use. So it just puts the round brush and the dryer in one. The original had that too. And this version and the original have the smoothing brush. This is what I use. I just blow dry my hair straight. And it's like blow drying your hair with a brush, but it's in one piece, which is kind of nice. And the I don't really use this one, but it's for slightly thinner hair. I have super thick hair, so my general go-to with my original and will be with this one is this smoothing brush for thicker hair. I just dry my hair with it by brushing it, and then I run a straightener over it really quickly, and that's the look that you guys generally see from me in videos. Okay, but let's talk about the main difference and the reason why this Airwrap has so many people talking about it and is so expensive. So the Dyson uses what's called Kawanda airflow, and that is kind of like a circular airflow. It does cause some heat, but not nearly as hot as your other tools that you would use on your hair. And the main difference between the original and this new one is this curling system. So the original, of course, had this, and then it had a thick curling wand and a thin curling wand, and it had two of them. And when you wanted it to curl clockwise, you used one, and when you wanted it to turn counterclockwise, you had to pop it off and put on another. This was a pain because it meant lots of popping on, popping off, and people got real creative. They would turn it this way and turn it, different ways to avoid switching those out, but it was a pain. And since mine is the original, it actually has the original barrels, which are a little hard with medium to long hair. Since then, Dyson has come out with long hair attachments and things for, they also have attachments for curly hair that are out now that do work with this old one. But what I purchased I purchased the new system long. I don't really have long hair, but I certainly don't have short hair. I have kind of medium to long. So I purchased the new one in long. You can also purchase it with standard barrels that are similar to the ones I just showed you. Let me show you the long barrels and let me tell you the change. So here are the long barrels, and I'll show you how much longer they are in case you have the original. A lot longer. Hold those up for you. A lot longer. Okay, these are the new barrels. You can see why I kept my old one just for a bit for this video, but I have a friend eagerly awaiting it. So here are the longer ones, and the cool thing is that now we have a switch at the very, very top. You'll see it right here. See that? And you can just flick that switch once it's attached, and it will change the direction from counterclockwise to clockwise and vice versa. No more pulling off the barrels. One barrel. So the long comes with two barrels, a thicker barrel for, of course, lazier, more beachy waves, and then a thinner barrel for a little bit of a tighter curl, and you can switch them with a little switch at the top of the barrel that will change the direction it goes in. That is really the biggest improvement, is just a little bit of ease. Plus, of course, Dyson says that all of the components are a little bit stronger and a little bit more efficient. I don't know if that's true. What else are they going to say, really? Otherwise nobody would. And in fact, at first, I was kind of just waiting for these to be sold separately for my original. The long barrels are sold separately for the original, but you have to buy clockwise, counterclockwise. I really like the idea of not having to switch it up. Like I said, my everyday look is this, because it's super quick. I can do my hair with this and make it straight in like 15 minutes, and I have super thick hair, which is amazing. The curls, you guys, they're not my strongest suit. This isn't bad. Look, this is not bad. It really isn't. I'm not embarrassed or anything, but let me show you how I did it, okay? Now, watch for my mistakes. The first thing is, it grabs the hair, and you need to hold it at the end and grab the hair. But what you need to be aware of, that's kind of difficult for my English major mind, is whether to put it, let me just show you here, let me snap this on and show you what I mean, is whether to put the barrel in front of the hair or behind it, depending upon which way you have it, is what it will do. That's number one. So you have to kind of figure that out. Number two, you have to, if I did this, when I do this again and practice with it the second time, I'll get my other hair out of the way because it does tend to pick up what it picks up. So if you have a curl you've already done there, it might just get stuck in it, and then it's like, what? It doesn't grab your hair or rip your hair. You can just turn it off and it just lets go. It's like a physics, a force that just pulls your hair to it, but it doesn't get stuck on it. So if you turn it off, it's just going to drop the hair. Okay, so it's not like some of those tools that we've used in the past where your hair gets stuck in it and you have to cut your, terrifying. Nothing like that, because it's just air that's pulling it, okay? I just pulled it straight out to get it out. But if you felt you needed to turn it off, it would just drop the hair. Easy, okay? The other thing you'll see me doing inaccurately is you're gonna see me sometimes moving, twirling it. You don't need to do that. You just need to keep it straight and move it back and forth. You don't have to curl it. But, old habits die hard. So you'll see me making some mistakes here too, and then you'll see me self-congratulating myself as I go along as well, when I get it right. What I like about the longer barrels, even for medium hair, is that it grabs the hair, but it doesn't grab as much here. So when you have the shorter barrel, it's grabbing only up to, it's grabbing even less. So that's no good for me. Okay, so I do prefer the longer barrels. I still am a straight hair person. I don't love curls. They don't really want to stay on me. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I like this. This is it brushed out, actually. And it's not bad, you guys. It's not bad. But you'll see me mostly with straight hair. It's my preferred look because I'm just better at it. But let me take you right now to me kind of trying to use this, and you can see my mistakes and me celebrate my successes. Watch now. Okay, what do you think? I did brush through it, and when I brushed through it this morning, it frizzed a little bit, so I need to probably add a little bit of my Olaplex oil just to kind of take away those frizzies. I'm sitting here posed on top of these high boxes here, guys, forgive me. So I'm gonna get better with it, but I can tell you right now, know thyself, I will definitely use the smoothing brush more, but it's really kind of fun to have it, especially if you want a little change. Now, some of you might ask, does the hair have to be damp or wet? No, but it does make it adhere to the barrel, especially if you're curling it a little better. So you can go ahead and curl dry hair, but keep maybe a little spritzer, and you can just spritz the hair just to make it just a little bit damp, just the pieces you're doing. And try to separate the piece from the rest of your hair, because once the airflow is going, it likes to pick up what's in its path. So it'll kind of get everything. So, make sure you just kind of spritz the hair and hold it away. Figure out which way it's going to grab, if you need to put it behind or in front of the piece of hair, and that will then change when you flip sides of the hair. This is why I was never a physics teacher. But, you guys can figure that out. It's not rocket science. And it does take a little bit of work. The turn off for the Dyson Airwrap has always been the learning curve, and it is there. I absolutely disliked used the barrels that came with my original. So I used it once, like how many years ago was the original release? Like 6 years ago. I used it once. So the video that you just saw was truly and honestly me using it for the first time. And I made a whole mess of mistakes, and it's still not bad, you guys. I mean, I can go out and not be embarrassed. So think of what the second and third time will look like. For me, it was advantageous to go ahead and get this sold. I charged a little too little to sell it because I'm just too nice, but it's in great condition, and you know, she's going to absolutely love it. But that was fun for me, and then to take that, and it meant that I got a discount on this one. So a lot of people are doing that. You'll see them on eBay, which also gives you the opportunity, if you want to try this, to buy one of these originals at a better price, you know? So they're out there, you guys. Just try to know the person you're buying it from, of course. Let me know your thoughts. Is this something you tried and gave up on? I have been in conversation in comments with so many of you who are giving me ideas and tips throughout the past year, actually, as I was psyching myself up to try this again. So let me know how you think mine came out. I definitely know I made some mistakes, but we can also all share tips in comments. Tell me your thoughts, and are you going to invest in this new one? Let me know everything down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so that I can see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.